Greetings. Today I want to share with you the secret of the horny feeling that they do not want you to know about. Okay. Now, every one of us born in this world in a state of amnesia, a state of forgetfulness. So we totally forget who we are. And so we are striving to know who we are. That is why they will have successfully indoctrinated many of us not to believe in ourselves and to have self-doubt and self-hate. How were they able to accomplish this? Through religious indoctrination. And that is what enables them to control your sexual orientation. In other words, they control your sexuality. That is why when you feel horny, the first thing comes on your mind is actually to act in a fleshly way or to express yourself in a more carnal way. Let me put it that way. What do I mean by that when I say in a more carnal way? In a way whereby it's not gonna give you the highest benefits or values that you would definitely like to have in your life. Because, for example, if you have many children and you don't have the necessary things to take care of them, like to feed them, clothe them, give them shelter and so on, if you can't really provide for them, then you're not really getting the real value that you're supposed to get out of this most powerful, magical feeling. Okay. Now, God is referred to as the field of consciousness. But most people do not know that that field of awareness or consciousness is their true essence, their higher self, which is actually their God self. And that self of you is the innovative, creative self. That's the knowledge of self that you must use to get whatsoever you desire in this world. And there's no better way to access this field that is more higher than the horny sexual feeling that you experience. The only other thing that comes close to that is the drowsy, sleepy state, the state that borders upon sleep. Okay, now, whether you're a man or a woman, there's certain time in your life that you're gonna get this feel, that you're gonna feel this sweet sensation in your body, and you start to indulge in self-talk of how you're gonna really release yourself. Okay, and everything releases itself. For example, the earth releases itself through volcanic eruption. They release themselves through tsunamis, through tornadoes, hurricanes, and so on. It's a form of release. Okay, because pressure has been built up. And so when the pressure is being built up, when you have that horny feeling, that sweet feeling, it is the creative feeling you're in. You are in actually a magical state. And if you do not understand that that feeling is more spiritual and psychological than you really think, you would know that instead of you just looking for someone else to express yourself with, you can close your eyes and use your imagination based on the desire that you have. Because whatsoever desire you have is a spiritual sensation, just like the horny feeling. So you use that, okay, to appropriate whatsoever you desire in this world. So you can use that feeling to manifest anything, even if you do not have anyone to express yourself with. But what you can do, you can baptize yourself, immerse yourself in the feeling. that your wish is already fulfilled while you're having this horny feeling. And if you have a partner to express yourself with, even before you go and express yourself with your partner, you could think about your desire. And when you go with your partner, you continue to think on your desire. And when I say think, you're acting it out while you're going through the act. Okay, but there are times that you have to, drop it and get back into thinking about what you're doing to continue to stimulate yourself. And then get back on the desire. Okay, and then drop the desire again and get back into what you're doing, into your performance and so on, okay? And I can guarantee you that if you do that, you'll be using the sexual energy wisely. It is, sexual energy transmutation. Because you see, you are carrying around an energy which is actually your currency. And everyone uses money all around the world. And it's a living, flowing currency. Okay? But most people do not know the real value or the real money is their awareness, their consciousness of being. And so they do not use this creative force or power. They don't use it wisely. But I'm saying to you, with this kind of information, next time you feel horny, okay, write down your intention, your goals, your dreams, and you can do affirmation even before you do the act if you have someone to express it with, okay? So be more mindful, okay? And also you can do some breathing technique whereby you're breathing from the base of your spine while you have that, sweet feeling. And just take this information and put it to the back of your head so that the next time you get into this feeling, whether, as I said, whether you're a man or a woman, it can work, okay? When you get this feeling, you don't just, think about, sex. Most people, they just think about sex. But you can think about, what can I create? What can I manifest? And so on, okay? And as I said before the act, okay, you can have your intention, and while in the act, and then even after you finish the act, within 5 to 10 minutes, I'm telling you, that arousal and that magical state is still there. And just as you finish, instead of you getting so weak and falling asleep, you can sit down and you can visualize. And I guarantee you that your visualization will be very, very vivid around that time, just less than a minute after you finish and so on, and you just go into that meditative state. I'm telling you, things gonna be even more vivid in your imagination. Okay, so try it and see. Use the horny feeling wisely. So with that being said, my brother and my sister, I really want to thank you very much for listening to me. I want to say to you, if this is the very first time that you're listening to me, what I'm saying, if it really makes sense to you, if it really resonates with you, and you haven't subscribed already, I definitely want to encourage you to subscribe, to like, to comment, and to share this video. Also, if you'd like to follow me on Instagram, you like to follow me on TikTok, you can definitely follow me at Black Mad Guru. If you haven't gotten my books as yet, I would definitely encourage you to check out the links that are down below. They're down there in my description. And if you like to book a one-on-one with me, you can drop me an email and we can definitely set up that one-on-one. If not, you can link me on an app that is down below also called Fetia. Okay, and we can do a one-on-one there also. But that is more of a religious platform, but I teach spirituality on that app also, okay? And if you're not a part of my Patreon community and you'd like to become a part of my Patreon community, I have a course there for people donating $20 or more. It's called the Inner Sun Science and Technology to Create Your Reality Consciously. And along with that is a bonus course on self-concept. So the choice is yours. All I'm just asking you to do is to make sure that you check out all of the links that are down below. And definitely let your intuition lead you and guide you into what to do. So with that being said, I just want to say peace, love you all, out.